Hello. The very first thing that God is recorded as saying in the Bible is found in Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, where we read, God said, "Let there be light." Now, two fun facts about light. Firstly, light does not just stay still. Light moves really fast. Light moves at the speed of 671 million miles per hour. Light moves 299,792,458 metres every second. So what that means is that with the very first thing God said, God shows that God is a creator. That light travelled out in an ever-expanding universe. Second fun fact about light. White light isn't just white. People used to think it was until Isaac Newton came along, and he conducted an experiment that every secondary school science pupil has probably performed.
Newton shone a white light through a glass prism, and as it goes through the glass, the speed of light slows a bit and it is refracted off the surface of the prism. And we see that white light is made up of a whole spectrum of different coloured light, each travelling at a slightly different speed, so each is dispersed from the prism at a slightly different angle.
When sunlight hits raindrops in the atmosphere, we see this effect, and we see a rainbow in the sky. Rainbows are everywhere at the moment. They're displayed in windows and on doors and gates, and what I thought we could do in this video is look at what this symbol means.
We need to jump forward 8 chapters in Genesis from our "Let there be light" verse to get a message about the symbolism of a rainbow. It comes at the end of a story of Noah's Ark. Now, this story is a stumbling block when it comes to faith for many people because it sounds impossible, and there are serious problems when it comes to it about how a supposedly loving God could order the flood. But if you're stumbling at how unlikely the story sounds, then you're missing the point of the story. In my opinion, the story is a parable with numerous layers revealing numerous truths to those of us who have ears to hear. And the last layer is about this rainbow. We read in Genesis chapter 9 that the rainbow is a visual sign of the covenant that God has made with all of creation. That the whole of creation will never be destroyed permanently. So people are displaying rainbows as a sign that this metaphorical flood that we are going through with coronavirus right now will end one day soon, and we will emerge from it. It is a symbol of hope. But it's by no means the first time that the rainbow has been used as a symbol.
Since the 1970s, the LGBTQI community has used the rainbow flag to display the fact that God's creation includes a wide spectrum of different sexual and gender identities, and there isn't one that should be more prominent than another. In the 1990s, the likes of Archbishop Desmond Tutu and Nelson Mandela called South Africa the Rainbow Nation. They weren't going to just switch the filter on the monochrome nation they'd lived in under apartheid, but all races were going to live together. We only see rainbows in 7 sections because that is how our eyes process it. In reality, there aren't such defined divisions. It's one continuous spectrum. You get a much clearer idea of that if you ever look at a black and white photo of a rainbow. I don't think God sees us the way we see us. I think God just sees God's loved creation and isn't so bothered about where we fall in various man-made spectrums.
Because God loves all of creation. It's been 4.5 minutes since I read God said, "Let there be light." In that time, light has travelled 80 million kilometres. The universe of God's creation keeps on expanding. And God's promise, which we remember when we see rainbows, is that there is hope. God is a creator, and God's creation will not be destroyed for eternity. Yes, there will be suffering in this lifetime, but we can choose if we want to be part of a brilliant, new and eternal creation. That's the hope and the promise that we can remember when we see rainbows.